Hi guys, Kirk and Jay here with Kirk, Giordano Plastering. Today I want to show you a couple things. The finish. Notice this finish. We're going to do the scratch and the brown here, and then I'm going to match that finish. Now if you look at that finish is similar to what's either Santa Barbara Smooth Mission finish or it's BMI marble because it's flat. It's flat like, say, an interior taping mud, but don't ever put interior taping mud or any interior taping mud on an exterior. I had a fella email me and said, hey Kirk, I put interior taping mud on the outside and it rained and it washed off. Well guys, you can't do that. Exteriors are exteriors. So again, a BMI or a La Habra, Western makes also these smooth finishes. I'll take you to the side. Real quick here, I want to point out something. Another fella says, Kirk, how come you never show our work? Well, I don't show it because we're done with the job and I don't like to go back. But anyhow, this window here, from right here to down below to the ground, we redid about, 5-6 years ago. And this is a real tight finish. If I had plastered this entire wall, even I can't match my own finish within a finish. Not on a light skip trowel finish, but it is what it is. I notice the paint more than the texture, so there's certain things you can and cannot do, guys. We're going to go ahead and put this window together, and when I get ready to texture it, I'll show you how we do that. As far as to do both finishes, well, gee, I've showed that in about 20 to 30, maybe 50 different videos. So my main thing on here is to show you how we do a texture. You can watch if you like how I get started, but again, we've shown this. We actually got a few fibers in this stucco here, and all I'm going to do, guys, is apply my scratch and a brown coat. And once I get my scratch and a brown coat, then I'm going to do the texture. Now the texture is what this one is really about. So I'll show it, at least another one of these guys here. A lot of fibers in this stuff. Anyhow, guys, you see where this is going as far as the two coats. But when I get ready to do the coat of finish here, I'll explain that question about how to match that finish as close to on the money as possible. Okay guys, now that I have the whole window spread out, it's been about 20 minutes. Jason and I have been doing other things. We're always multitasking. Jay spread about 4 windows in the back. But for the sake of continuing what we're started, showing you how to match this very light, smooth finish, this is a necessary step, guys. You've got to float it. You see where it's real jagged right here. What I'll do is I'll come into it. And this is a hard rubber float. And we just smooth it out, guys. If it's just like right now, if I let this set too long, I'll be using a lot of muscle. Right now, I'm just using skill. I've got an abundance of skill at this stage. Muscle, I've got enough, but I don't want to burn it out. So again, see now this is getting that joint clean. And when you finally got your joint clean, then you take a sponge float. Now the difference is this is hard rubber. It's for compressing it, compacting it. And this actually brings the aggregate out, or in this case, it'll feather in this joint even a little tighter. So what I'll do is it's got a little bit of water in it. And that's all I want to do, guys. That's all I want to do. I just want to feather that joint in. And this particular material requires a little moisture. So that did it. Turn my float around, get that window trim. Now I'm going to do that on all 4 sides. And when we get ready to do this texture, I will show you how we do it. Okay guys, we're at a stage now where we've mixed some BMI marble finish. And what I'm generally doing is I'm coating this again. Why am I coating this instead of just putting the texture on it? Because the fellows who did this work, they coated theirs And my finish here is just a little bit rougher than theirs. So what I'll generally do is I'll match. So not only does my base coat have to match, but my finish coat has to match. And we are on the front of an apartment building, which just happens to be a beautiful building. And regardless if it was in a bad neighborhood, we got to do our job and make it pretty. So give us about, I'm going to float this out and I'm going to turn right back around, and then I'm going to show you how to do this simple texture. But even with a simple texture, there sure is a lot involved to get to that stage. All right, guys, this is the last stage in where we're going. Color coat material, BMI. Now what we're doing is we are simply feathering in the texture. Now you look at what they got, and it's a very light lace, light skip trowel, whatever you want to call it. It all means the same thing. Well, we got a vent here. Vent's easy. You can go almost right to the vent, and you know that's not going to show because the vent hides it. But when you're feathering in an open wall to a large wall, well, that takes a little bit more time in. Sometimes you got to hit it twice. Allow it to dry and come back. And the key to this is looking at what they did. That's pretty flat. So what they did is they put it on and they hit it quick. So that's what I'm going to do. Put it on, hit it quick. And remember what I said, guys. You never want to use an interior. I don't care if it's Structo-Lite, Fix-All, tape and mud compounds. No interiors can go on an exterior, guys. It simply doesn't work that way. And where I need to move this ladder, we just move it a little bit. And yes, we could have moved these 200-pound pots, but they're heavy. So anyhow, we didn't need to resort to that. We come, be careful, and we just start again. We put it a little lighter, all we're doing is I'm gently putting this on, gently. If I go real heavy, then it'll be even more pancake than what they have here. So we just lightly put it on. You look up, you can see they pulled it upward. We'll pull it upward, we'll pull it sideways until we've got it matched. If you're heavy in any areas, you can just go like this, and that cuts it down. See, one last little thing here, and do this last little side for you guys, and we'll call it a day. Okay, again, very light, guys, very light here. And all we're trying to do is give it just a tiny bit of texture, just like the fellas did before us. And then you can come here and do some circles. Now I'm barely holding this on, just like that. Anyhow, guys, we got underneath the window to do, but you get the idea. There's a lot of little steps involved in doing such a small project, but if you know how to do them and you take your time and you do them all, you got a perfect match. Anyhow, guys, my name's Kirk, Jason on the camera. And as usual, we thank you for watching. You like what we do, subscribe to our channel. If you don't like what we do, well, what a drag that is. But anyhow, as usual, we'll see you guys on the next one.